I just get you first. We got plenty of
I know
energy this morning.
who got plenty of energy?
Yes, 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 yes.
Who's
It's
got
my
all this
wife's
energy? Thank
birthday.
you, sweetie pie. Do you know what? Did we hear Turn Up from all the way downstairs? The
From an
Peanut
8-year-old.
Gallery is talking about Turn Up. 8 years old.
I'm talking about turn up.
It's your birthday. Turn up. It's your birthday. And really? No.
Well, the thing is, you
Anyway.
can't turn up everything. Some things you got to turn down.
Okay. Yeah, some things you have to turn down.
Yeah, some things you got to turn down, but it's my wife's birthday. You know, we're
Yes.
going to
I'm grateful for another
have a
year.
good time.
You know, a couple of people called me already. Thank you. I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
all of that on Facebook. I will get to each and every one. I will try my best to like and say love something because I mean, I'm nearly at 2,000 friends, and I'm like, if half of y'all do all of this, I'll be at the thing all day long. But thank you.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm gonna speak on somebody's character.
Okay.
I get on her a lot about not coming
Lord
through,
have
not
mercy.
supporting. But shout out to Vanessa Springs for calling my
Yeah, she
wife and
actually
wishing her
called.
happy birthday.
She called.
Yeah,
We're gonna be
so
cool because we both like sushi, and we're both foodies. Oh, I can see us every once in a while. We're gonna break out, Vanessa, and go and get something to eat.
so that's a good thing. She didn't just get on Facebook and say happy birthday, and she wasn't. She just decided to call. She said happy birthday, but then she called
She
as
called.
well
Yeah.
to wish a happy birthday to her. So it was deeper than just getting on Facebook. Let me see what she talking about. Let me just be nosy. Let me just have some type of dialogue to talk about what these two are doing and all
Right.
types of stuff. She went outside of
There
the
she is.
computer.
There
She
she
went
is.
outside of the
He talking
computer
about you. He
and
talking about you.
wished her a happy birthday. So
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for calling.
that's
That
all
was.
about character. Even though she won't get outside the
See
house.
what I'm saying?
But
You had
but she did call. She did call and she said happy birthday. A lot of people, won't do that. So thank you for Vanessa.
you
You
know.
showed me a lot of character this
Thank you.
morning.
Thank you for that.
You know.
But our subject is about
What's going on with single
what's
saving
going on
series?
with single single serious.
Somebody was talking to my wife on the
Shall
on the
remain
phone.
nameless. You know me. I don't.
No, I only
I know
put your
you don't
name if
care,
I
but
got
I
an
don't
issue
give
with you.
names because it's not the person.
I
It's
want
the
to fashion a
message.
mind, fashion a figure.
It's the
That's what I
message.
want to do.
Hush. It's the
So
message. So
somebody,
we discuss the message, not the messenger.
no, I'm just saying, but the messenger wants to fashion a mind, fashion a figure,
You know what?
and that's what we're doing. But
You know, she was just saying that everybody does. She's trying. She's
everyone
trying.
does what?
I don't know. Something about
Yeah,
what you said
you're
before.
doing good outside. I guess what she's saying is, she's trying to, build up to get outside of social media
Yeah,
and socialize with the people she's
people.
friends
We're
with
cool.
on social media.
Vanessa,
So
we're cool. You know what about it. She says, I love you all. I love y'all. You'll love you too. That was so sweet. I appreciate it. I'm trying to come up
go
with
ahead and cry.
some Charlotte cheap eats for us to go to under $10. We're gonna do the
We're,
under $10 list, and then we can work up to the blues and the Nakatos and Nakatos. We'll work up to that. But we were talking about single saved and
yeah,
serious,
what's going on?
and
Somebody
somebody had said,
said we don't do conversations and dialogue
well, what they
no
really
more.
said
Yeah,
was,
go ahead.
it seems like it's all about Brandon. It seems like it's all about Brandon. It seems, yeah, that kind of robotic thing. It
When
seems
we
like it's all
marry,
about Brandon. No, they're talking about like they feel as if the focus is on you. And I'm like, no, guys, the focus is not on him. Now, yeah, he's a man and he wants his props about what he's doing, but the focus has always been about providing events where singles can come out of their house. That has been the mantra. What's our mission?
and for
Our
married
mission
couples
is,
to support the singles.
well, that has even grown onto it. In the
Yeah.
beginning, it was changing the lifestyles and mindsets of singles. It was to provide a space for conversation, for getting together in a no judgment zone, no pressure. You know, you go to Planet Fitness and they say no critics, no pressure. That's what we provide for Christians, is a space. We bring you some entertainment so you're not just sitting there staring at the walls or your phone. You know, we make you laugh. We make you tap your feet. We provide good food. Vanessa, I think every place we go, Judy has eaten there already. And either I have pictures or I'm telling you, we're not eating at a place, we're not going to a place where we can enjoy a good meal. So that's how I met him. Well, the place you were going, the food wasn't that great. That's why we don't go back there anymore. And basically, it was about.
He banned me. What the hell?
I don't care whether he banned you. Say good morning.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning.
Yes, we have company. Don't you dare put that thumb in that mouth.
Dang it.
Okay. He's like, dang. So anyway, literally, that's what we're always about, is providing a space. Now, later on, later on, we did put the foodie. Later on, we did bring the married couples in. Why? Because they needed a place to go out for a date that was clean, that was good. Can we even see you? Yeah. You know what? I meant your daddy. And we did provide a place for the married people to come out to have a place for a date night, have a place where they just felt like coming out. Yeah, because I got to back up. That they could come out. Also, they are encouragement to our single people. Where else can you go where we're telling you we value marriage? We value seeing our married people here. We don't separate you and segregate you and say all the singles can't be nowhere near married people and married people can't be anywhere near single. We don't do that. We say bring your families. If you're a single parent, bring your kids. If you're a married couple, bring your family. And we say come out and enjoy yourself. So where else can we do that?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Not in Charlotte. Not in Charlotte, and not with the frequency that we do. We are on track to do more than 30 events this year. That's at least, what, 2 a month? More than 2 a month?
Sometimes 3 a month.
3 a month? 3 to 4 a month if we could?
Well, man, 3 times, what would it be?
3 times 12 is 36.
36.
So we try to do at least 3 a month. And we probably will do more because
How
we got
come
a bunch of
girl
different
know
things.
that, but Daddy, you don't?
So, literally, what's going on with Single, Saved, and Serious is that what started off with him at a table with some notebook paper talking about what you used to call it, the trials,
The struggles,
strengths,
and
and strategies
of being single, saved.
of being single, saved, and serious has morphed into us being able to provide several different types of environments, venues, food choices for people to come out of their house. Nothing's happening. This is my line. No one is going to knock on the door of your apartment, house, townhome, whatever, or your job cubicle and say, are you eligible to be in a relationship and married? And going to artificial places like a regular bar or club where you're trying to look impressive, you're trying to, put what they used to put forth, the representative. That's not the same as where we can say, come in, let your hair down, relax, be silly, do some gospel karaoke with us. Did you see that video he put up of me?
All I need is a little more Jesus.
I need a little more Jesus.
I just didn't even know the camera was rolling. I was having fun with some friends. And, again,
Why can't that go viral, though?
That don't need to go viral.
Yes, it
No, it
does.
don't.
Why can't that go
It
viral?
does not need-
Why every person is black and angry? And, unless they're well known all over the world now, they got pastors
Because
as
it really
well
wasn't
known
that
all over
funny.
the
It was
world.
cute, but it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, but it was still inspirational, though. It was still y'all talking about Jesus. Y'all need a little bit more Jesus, and y'all were
We were having
dancing,
fun dancing and doing it.
dancing to
the
Jesus.
karaoke
So
thing.
what I'm saying is, why can't that be? Why can't that go viral?
She says, look, singles separate from married folk. I was told to do that so there would be no cheating issues or temptation of it. But if a person has no morals, they still will do it. Thank you. Yes, they will. And guess what? In our environment, which is a clean environment, which is a Christian faith-based supportive environment, you got people who will be up in church trying to catch a number.
And this is the thing, though.
You know, so literally the person who's going to cheat, you know.
This is the thing, though. God will stop it either way. If it's in the middle of something, God will find a way to stop it, or he'll explore it. It's just like some of these pastors, you know, people complain about pastors, you know, this and that. But if you look at it, if they're doing wrong by the church and they're doing wrong by the people, God has always had a way to expose those people. Mm-hmm. So you don't worry about that. I wouldn't worry, you know.
She has morals.
I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, the things that go on within the church.
Where did that come from, Vanessa? Who started this thing that was
the
it
media?
No, I don't think so. I think it started in the church either by some insecure people, because insecure people don't want you to be around their husband, or maybe their husband has already stepped out, but be still. And so therefore they're trying to make sure, because I've had some people who, you know, to protect their quote unquote union, have moved away, gone to different neighborhoods, trying to keep their wandering spouse, you know, home. And if the Holy Spirit don't come up in you, it don't matter where they are. You know, you cannot be around a person 24/7. You cannot watch a person 24/7. She says church and media.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is that if single people saw successful marriages, mm-hmm. and if married people remembered what it was like to be single and waiting, we would all be supported. Because every time I'm around singles and I now have someone, I am very grateful for the person I have. I do remember the days and the nights sitting there going, gosh, this bed is awful big. You know, you ever had that bed and you're in a queen and the other side is full of books and things and CDs and the Bible and everything else is on that other side of the bed because you in that bed by yourself. I haven't forgotten that stuff. We haven't forgotten what it was like to be single. So, you know, Single, Saved, and Serious is still doing what it was meant to do, which is change the mindset. If we get this mindset that we can't be around each other, and see, this is what led to what happened to you. He was married in a church in the little clique with the married people, and then as soon as his marriage hit a rock, guess what those people did?
Can I call their names? I ain't seen them in a while.
They exploded.
They dropped him like a hot potato. And then as a divorced person, some of these singles groups don't want to see you because they don't want to look, you know. So where does that person go to feel like, hey, you know, I don't know how I got here. I really don't want to get here. God is working on me. I'm going to make it better the next time. Where do they go?
But wait a minute. Let me say this. Now, one thing that you said, yeah, they dropped me. But that was because I didn't come to the church, because all you hear is, come to the church. We'll talk when you come to the church. Come to the church. That's all you got to do, come to the church.
Don't get me started on that.
So, I mean, you know, Vanessa, though, she knows. But, you know, that's why you got to kill the cliquishness. So I exposed the cliquishness to kill the cliquishness.
Yeah.
You know, and I still see it to this day. You know, oh, Brandon, wow, Brandon this, Brandon that.
We're not
which is good. I love it. I love it. You know why? Because that just shows me that I'm doing something. That something is... Because anybody that says something ignorant, like... And I get on you for that, but I know you said something, but it was around the bush, but I'm getting on you live on social media. Why would you say something like... No, I'm just messing, but why would you say something like... how would it be all about me when I'm bringing other people? I mean, if it was all about me, then I wouldn't bring other people in order to bring
And he
other
spends so much
people.
time. Y'all see, there's a lot of
And
stuff you
this is
guys
the
don't see
thing.
behind the scenes. When he's sitting here inviting 500 people per event. So we got 4 events up. So that's 2,000 people. He's out here clicking. Then in the daytime, he is sending all these
Say it on here.
messages.
You can talk about
Then
it.
it's like, sometimes I'm like, can you put that phone down? Can you not think about single, saved, and serious for a minute? But I understand his passion and his reason for doing this. He is not about himself. He really, really isn't. The thing they also don't see is when you work 10 hours and turn around and do an event over the weekend.
I worked 10 hours.
You know, I mean, they don't see that. Not even this position, but when you had to work the weekends, you were working in the morning and then go into an event right after work. People don't see all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He
12
doesn't come
hours.
home and sit down and put up his feet and say, oh, well, I had to work this weekend, so we canceling and we're not having an event. I've seen him tired and still say, we're doing this event because it's not about him. It is about the people. It's about being consistently showing that we're about you and we're not about any church. I have to talk about this because when he talks, people say, oh, there he goes, just talking about. So you're going to hear it from me. We're not about one church. We're about one body of believers. And so you go in there's different churches coming in, people coming in, where it's not about, well, I sit under the leadership of bishop, presiding prelate, so and such and such. It's about, do you believe in Jesus Christ? If you do, it should be evidenced in your life. It should be evidenced in your relationships.
But not only that, Judy, we reach out to the streets too, because that's why we go to bars and grills. I'm gonna let you handle it,
Okay.
but
Bring up what
we go
points
out
you
to
need
bar
to.
and grills because, even the people that don't know Christ or never heard of Christ, and just heard it from the media can come in and feel the Holy Spirit, and enjoy what they're hearing. The other day at the conversation piece, DJ Infinite was spinning records, gospel hip hop records, and MK came on. And I'm new to the gospel era as far as music too now. And I'm a hip hop head, but I wasn't never, into gospel growing up or whatever like that, unless it was in Christian school. But, he was scratching and he did everything that I asked him to do, like they do at the hip hop concerts and, like DJs do. He was just being the DJ that he is, and he put on MK. And now I heard of him, but I never really listen like that. And he put on MK, and like this dude just went crazy in there. And then he went up and gave Infinite dap. He was like, "Thank you, man." And he came up to me. He was like, "Yeah, thank you." He said, "I don't walk with Christ. I love MK. I ain't the best as far as setting an example of walking with Christ, but I love Christ. I love Christ." And, that just, MK just took me to that level
I
to
love him.
where, I wanted to shout out, "Thank you, Jesus," or I wanted to shout out and
Okay.
show how much I love Jesus. Now, this is a dude who possibly hangs out at bars and just does what he wants to do outside of church walls or whatever, and don't always walk with Christ. He literally said that. But that day he felt
He
Christ.
felt moved.
So it's not just it's for the people
It's for
who
the
don't
people, right.
believe and who question God, that might come in there one day, might grab a beer. We don't judge them because we drink beer. We don't drink it then, but we drink beer, right? But we don't judge him. We make him feel comfortable where he is, and he comes in and he
We don't
feels what we do.
right, and we
He's
don't know
listening. Go ahead.
we don't know where that goes. When the Bible talks about, we plant, we water, but God gives the increase. We just sit out here as servants, giving. And what goes on afterwards when that person leaves there and remembers that they got moved to talk about Christ in a bar, that's deep. I'm not meaning to cut you off, but I'm thinking about the lady who heard the music when we were over there at the park, heard the music from 2 blocks away.
Cause love.
Cause love, rapping about Jesus, rapping about the power of the cross, and came directly to us and said, I just want to be able to, if I could just sing a song with you guys, talk with you guys. She sat there and talked with us for over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is not just for Christians to feel secure and isolated. No, it's also for the world. There was a couple, an older Caucasian couple, and she was like, well, I like gospel. I like gospel, but this is so different. What do you do? And she wanted to know what we do. And the husband was like, okay, that's really different. Nobody's doing that. Yes, because guess what? We've gotten real comfortable that even all of our concerts, if they're faith-based, are happening in a church. We've gotten very comfortable with being very insular. Now, how many of you will go to a church you never heard of just because there's a person playing there that do? I don't go to churches that I've never heard of to go to a concert, but if I saw a concert in a public venue and knew it was going to be about God, yeah, I might think about going, because then I don't have to worry about somebody badgering me about membership. We've gotten so far away of just championing Christ. And that's what we're about. So I wanted to do this address to people because, that person came to me and said, a couple of people, hang up, over there, right there. You get right there with the red.
Mm-hmm.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit it. No. Oh, goodness, hold this. I said the red. My phone is just a ringing. Hold on,
two
people.
reds.
I know, but the one that looks like a phone. But anyway, we literally are all about Christ. And what you might hear occasionally, because Vanessa, I think one time somebody says something, and you're like, yeah, what's going on here? Occasionally, you're going to hear him be frustrated, like any other human being is frustrated. What you don't know where that frustration is coming from is that every conceivable penny outside of what we need for home and food, literally, home and food, goes into Single, Saved, and Serious. That's why these events, most of the time, are free, are low cost. We're about to transfer over into a nonprofit so that we can generate, but we try to keep it free. We try to keep it low cost. We try to go to places where there's specials or there's food specials so that you're not sitting there saying, I'm broke, I can't come out to this. We don't want there to be a hindrance for you to be able to have the gospel. So when you see a DJ up there, when you see everybody calling me for my birthday, I think that's what that is. When you see a DJ, when you see a performer, a comedian, these are people we're paying. Now, I think we need to be carte blanche and tell people they're not just coming up there because they got nothing better to do, especially if we have to pay them to come from different places. I'm sorry, honey. It's my birthday, people, so that's why the phone's just going a little nuts. But literally, we have to pay these people, okay? And that comes out of our pocket.
Sometimes I could say there are times to where people just wanted to come through and show love, but the majority of the time we got to pay them through some of the advertisements and things like that. That's money.
That's money. Those flyers we print
out of our pockets.
Yeah, thank you.
And
I'm not going to get into numbers, but just realize that that's coming from people, and nobody over here makes six figures. So the thing of it is that we give into it, and so you might hear an occasional, what, we've invested all of this, and we had 20 people in the house. We had 20 people.
Something must be going on.
It's my birthday. That's what's going on. Hold on, let me resume. It's my birthday. People trying to get me because they know if they get me in the morning, they get me before I start my day. But literally, that's what you might hear. So when you hear that little frustration, when you hear him say, you know what, you're sleeping on me, you're not coming to see me, don't just realize that we did a lot, but then God helps us focus on maybe the 2 or 3 that were really moved. God helps us focus on the 20 people that were in the room. God helps us focus and keep our minds off of, it's not about numbers, it's about quality. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And that we continue to work on what we're doing, getting better and better at what we're doing. You know, we're already planning for CIAA next year. We're already working on that. So the point of the matter is please don't take it personally or that he's trying to take you away from Christ when he might vent a little bit. Don't take it that way. I don't take it that way. I realize that that's just his human side saying, man, we just invested X amount of dollars and we don't have too much to show for it. And so that's what you might hear. But Single, Saved, and Serious is still here. We're actually working on another panel discussion to sit around and talk about sex status and success. That's one of our biggest, topics. We're going to work on that. We're working on that. But we've got the CLE so that when you're feeling like you want to get out of your house, that's the Christian Lounge experience. When you want to get out of your house, you have someplace to go. You want to go on a date, you got someplace to take the person where you ain't. I never forgot, and Jennifer's not on here, but one time she went on a date with some guy, and they went to some club. I don't remember what the name of the club was. And she said it was fine before 10:30. She said by 11 o'clock, there were scantily clad women dancing on the tables in bathing suits, gyrating up and down in her date's face. Okay? And she was like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. So we're providing an environment where you don't have to worry about stuff like that. You're going to have a good time, laugh. You're going to actually have time to converse and get to know your date. So, that's what we're doing with the CLE.
Yeah. So I had to let Judy talk.
I know, because I had a lot to say. I'm sorry.
No, because they hear my mouth about the frustration a lot of times. And I just wanted to play reverse psychology on these psychologists.
It's just so
No, I'm saying I wanted to play reverse psychology on these psychologists, on these people. Because one thing about it is, I never forget about singles and
we could never.
Never forget about where I come from. Never forget about, where somebody else came from. It's a hard life being single, and I know that for a fact. Mm-hmm. And Judy knows that for a fact. And I can only imagine, if you ever noticed, I don't even go out like I used to. I can only imagine you got married men out here that's, out here just frustrated and creeping. I know somebody whose wife went, well, never mind, let me shut up.
Yeah, don't say too much.
I was about to, but anyway.
Don't say too much. I mean, this is the stuff we know, people.
I know all the confusion within marriages. I know all the confusion within singleness. So I try to set an example. So, no, it's not all about me and whatever. Of course, I don't want to be famous. But
he wants to be well known. That's true.
Well known, of course. I don't hide that for a fact. When I go to work and people don't know who I am, I get frustrated sometimes. Like, Lord, what's going on? You can sit there and you can go at me all you want to, but I ain't gonna do nothing but embarrass you. I'm telling you.
But the thing of it is,
go ahead. I want to be
Single,
well
Saved,
known.
and Serious. He's always told me, even when I was dating him, that Single, Saved, and Serious was bigger than he was.
Yeah.
Bigger than us. It had its own existence in life outside of he, me, our personal life together or even apart. So, I'm just trying to say all of this, trying to clarify all of this, because, people are saying this to other people who've worked with us. They're saying it on the line about, it's all about you. It's all about you. I can say, and he had to let me know, at least one of those people that said that, he hadn't seen him in 7 years. Well, how can you pull a judgment? I mean, of course we can, but you're making a judgment without even coming out to see what we do, coming out to be a part, sitting down and breaking bread with us. So my thing is, and I don't judge. I still am not angry. Come on out. Sit down with us.
And that's good. I'm glad that you pointed some of those things out, because we're deeper than social media.
Yeah, we're deeper than
social media. We're not a church. I posted that earlier. We are far from a church. We support churches and hopefully one day churches will get the idea and start supporting us. But we grinders, so we're gonna keep
We have a couple
grinding.
of churches. D'Amico told me, he said, come by and drop some flyers and things like that. So I have to go by there and drop some flyers off because, it's important that we still stay connected to churches. When there's some that really get what we're doing, some that have been around for a while and they see what we're doing. And we understand, watch your finger, that there are people who may or may not get it. There are people who still have issues while
They
you're in a
don't get it
bar.
because they're not there. That's why they don't get it. Of course, you ain't gonna get it from a distance because you haven't shown up to see what's going on in that environment. So if you look, see, people will find all types of ways not to support
Because
the idea,
excuses. He's like,
but that's the
excuses.
battle of you and God. That's not the battle of us. So don't sit there and tell us that you have an issue with it. Tell God, and God will straighten you out. So gotta confirm whether it's for you or not
not.
for you.
And he'll also
You know,
confirm what
so,
we're doing.
yeah.
Because we don't have any hidden motives or agendas in what we do. We protect. We had to go through protecting. People were coming there like they wanted to creep and see what kind of women we had up in there. We don't condone that. We don't support that. And his mouth, he'll call you out. He'll call you out if you come at women like that. So, basically, Single, Saved, and Serious is very much alive. The CLE is our biggest thing that's come out of there, but we still have our discussion groups.
And that's a part of my dream and journey as far as hip hop, as far as my love for hip hop. And
like our event that's coming up.
Yeah, my love for music.
He has a big love for music.
And I feel like a lot of people need to hear what the gospel is saying. We hear what Jay-Z is saying. Everybody got that big topic of 444.
We had the nerve to have the pastor sit there and play half of it.
And dialogue. Well, he had the...
I got what he was doing, but you know what?
But nobody know who all knows about a lot of gospel rappers. Who on here that's looking right now that just want to look at us and don't want to comment outside of Vanessa Springs and see that we see you on they want to hang up now. Look,
No,
they want to
listen,
go
I
off
ain't
now.
paying the people
But this
no
is
mind.
my point though. Who on here name some gospel rappers? If you're sitting here and you're looking and if you're not scared to mention or show your name or make a comment. Yeah. What gospel rappers do you know? Name a gospel rapper outside of your friends that you know in the Charlotte area. I can name numerous people that I don't even hang with in the secular area that are doing hip hop, right? Are doing music. Some that I know, some that I never met before, but I know them. I know their music, because of maybe their friends. But name somebody outside of who you know that is doing gospel and making it big, outside of Mr. Dark Eye and Rock Hill. That's all that I know. Because Jeffrey don't do music like that.
He doesn't do shows.
He doesn't.
He doesn't do. I haven't seen him do performances. But my favorite is Rare Breed.
Okay, that's in Raleigh, right?
I know, but like Charlotte. Yeah, because even J-Lock is not in Charlotte.
Yeah, he in Raleigh, right?
Yeah, he's up there.
Like,
so I mean,
But who? I mean, who in Charlotte that's doing something? Well, I mean, we met them, but I hadn't heard of the Justice League until Alicia posted that thing, and I really didn't know who they were. Attorney Minister Bowers from Ebenezer Baptist Church. Bowers, Tyler.
We're getting a whole bunch
Tyler
of
trying to cuss me out, telling me to come give him a biscuit. I'm way in Grilltown. I ain't at my mama's house no more. If he was on social media, he'd know that. I told him to get a page. Tyler Cummings, Suge Brother, HV, Kerry Hills. He calling me and telling me, yeah, I'm putting him on blast. Talon Cummins.
Yes, you are
But
putting people
look,
on blast.
yeah,
But anyway,
but look,
getting back to it.
he calling me, telling me, and texting me, telling me to bring him a biscuit, like I'm his mama or something.
You know
Like,
what? You just
but
disgraced the bed bug.
oh, I shouldn't have said that. R.I.P. But no, she passed away. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
but what was I saying?
You were talking about our gospel rappers in the Charlotte area.
Yeah, who
Even the
else you
people we
know?
know are not from the Charlotte area. That's a sad state of affairs.
I only known Justice League through Walter Bowers. You know, that's attorney Walter Bowers. That's how I knew about him, because I was asking. Mama goes to Ebenezer, so I was asking him, you know, what was going on with the event. Is it free of charge? And he was like, yeah, it's free of charge or whatever. So he was explaining what they're doing. They were having a panel about the youth. Now, Tawana Ross, I know about her through you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know about her.
Toronto.
But outside of that, and from what I see, she's doing church events, from what I see.
She will do anything.
Yeah, I know she will, but I'm just
yeah.
saying the churches are inviting her.
She's one of the few.
To their churches.
She's one of the few that gets invited regularly now. And she's kind of broken through to where she has that name that keeps her schedule busy. She's one of the few. But there are others here, and what we're doing next Saturday, is we're giving up a place and a platform. And so again, if you're a person who's a believer and you're into hip-hop, gospel hip-hop, here's a place for you to come. Here's a place for a date. Here's a place that you know you're going to have a clean environment. And this is what's so important.
You ought to post that, though, Judy.
Huh?
You need to post that outside of, because everybody ain't on Facebook Live. So after you post, when we let go of this,
oh, everybody not on Facebook Live. Yeah, we'll explain. I mean, even we're doing our community event coming up in September, and I went to tell our neighbors we're doing a community event. Oh no, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with the community event? Oh no, they'll be over here, and you're gonna lose your space, and people might get rowdy, and oh no, it was crazy the last time we did that. And I said, well, we don't have those kind of events. And the look on her face that it changed, she was like, what is it? I said, we don't do those kind of events. We do events that are clean. People are coming out to have a good time. You can bring your children, your family, and we don't even do them, we're not there trying to give that kind of environment. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I can look forward to that. This is what Single, Saved, and Serious does. And what we're telling singles is, get out of your house. We even provide, volunteer opportunities.
No, just listen.
No, because maybe they don't know. If you're not already in our Kingdom networking group, it's a Facebook group called Kingdom, SSS Community/Kingdom. In there, we will post all sorts of events that either need volunteers, looking for people for donations. As a single person, you should not be just going to work and going to church. You should be doing other things in your community.
But this is the thing, though.
Go ahead.
A lot of them don't want to go to anything outside of the church. A lot of them want to go to church, and they're satisfied with going to church and giving God that church, and then doing what they want to do outside of the church walls.
I ain't got much to say.
You find a lot of them hiding in clubs. That's why I made
because my thing is, if we have the Christian Lounge experience, if we're offering you ways to give back to your community, to donate your time, your money, your resources, your skills, your talents, we're giving you a space to do that. And you still persist in saying, I'll give God 2 to 3 hours on Sunday, and that's it. Then SSS isn't for you anyway. SSS is not for you. Because if you're going to live that kind of limited faith-based life, there's plenty of places that you can do that. But what we're saying is, we're Christians 24/7. We're Christians 110%. So not only are we in church, not only are we going to we listen to Bible studies and have prayer calls. Not only do we do those things, but in our lives, we show up with our shirts on. We don't care where we're at, parking lot, park, whatever. And we're saying we're still Christians. We're no longer single, but we're still Christians. And this is what you're supposed to be doing, is living a full life, single or otherwise. So it's up to you to take advantage of what we're offering. It's up to you to say, hey, you know what? I have an idea. Why don't you try this? We're even trying to put together a party bus. We just made that connection about a party bus. And I'm like, ooh, what could we do with a party bus? The point of the matter is you need to say, this is what we'd like to do. And then you just need to get involved. Just need to get involved. And then it wouldn't be about him anyway, because so many of y'all would be involved. You wouldn't even see him. You'd see you. You'd see other people. So I don't want to rant because I feel like I'm ranting.
You should rant.
The thing of it is
and that's why I wanted you to do it.
After a while, listening to people say, oh, it's all about your husband. It's all about your husband. And I'm like, but you have no idea what he does to just create space to convince secular DJs to play this. Some of them are like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. What music? What did I ask DJ Infinite for Christian Calypso? He was like, what are we talking about? He didn't even know what I was talking about. So we're taking people and we're expanding their horizon to play music that they're not accustomed to playing. We even get artists, secular artists, to come inside the Christian Lounge experience and talk about their relationship with God. Because you look at it, a lot of them who want to talk about God don't have a place outside of the church walls, don't have a platform in order to talk about God. So I'm like, come over here and do a song. You got a song for God? Come over here and do a song about God. Regardless of what you're talking about outside of there, come and show that you want God. That's why we invite so many radio personalities like Olympia D, Janine Davis, No Limit, Herb, all of these those names.
People that you're listening to every day, Courtney Hicks, all of the people that you listen to, even Melanie Pratt, Tanya Robbins, and all of them in the gospel area. We invite them to see what's going on because of their relationship with Christ, and they have a big following of people who want to follow Christ and not follow them, or follow them, but follow them through Christ. Christ wants to use these radio personalities and these newscasters and everybody that has a platform in Charlotte, a big following in Charlotte. God wants to use them in order to get other people to him.
Thank you.
In order
just
to
got
get
some more
other
birthday
people,
wishes. Yeah, go ahead, blow it up.
in order to get other people to him. So I invite them openly now, whether they come, whether I pay them or not to see that yet.
Right.
The only person that I know that supports me up and down and encourages me that's in that type of field is Fly Ty.
And Jacinda. Yeah, but mention them both.
Fly and Jacinda. Well, Stolen Ministry. Stolen Lunches Ministries. JoJo, we called him one day, and JoJo was so excited. Like I told him the other day how, the conversation piece is real excited about him coming. They're more excited than GMD, more excited about him than GMD, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, they're excited about it or whatever. They just talking. I didn't know that he was real big in the Miami circuit. They was like, he was all the way in Texas, syndicated Fly Tie in the morning, had his own morning show in Texas. I used to talk to him when he was in Texas, but I never knew that he was that big in Texas. I just thought he had a little following. And, JoJo, me and JoJo called him one day to talk to him, and JoJo got so excited because he's been listening to him and Jacinda Sunday mornings, like he listens to them Sunday mornings. And he was like, he was like, man, let me tell you something. That's my little brother. That's family. You know, look out for him. Jojo was like, he's looking out for me. And, you know,
And see,
so,
this is something else we don't talk about. What we do for businesses. You know, we're out here and we look at venues to say, okay, you've got a great space, you've got great food, but we're often working with smaller venues that need that support, that need the people in their place. We're often talking about them, tagging them, showing pictures, showing people how great they are, calling the owners by name, making it personal, making it personal. And so when we get with a venue and support them over and over and over again, and bring people, how many times we've been to a venue and we've had more than 5 people say we've never been here before. We didn't know this was here, or we've never been here. We might have seen it, didn't know. We do that. I don't want to, we put people on the map, but we at least let people know you're there. That's what we do.
yeah, even if you don't attend and you're on social media, one of the people that I talk about, you know, and you find every other reason not to support, you know, our movement, you still have a way to support the restaurant,
The
you know,
restaurant, those
because we
people who are
tag 'em.
working there. You know, when we come into an event and we've got 80 plus people, which we've done, or, they have to bring more staff, more people are working. They're excited that we're coming. They're excited that we're coming because their goal is to stay in business. And our goal is to help you stay in business.
And they want God. A
And they
lot of
want
them
God. A lot of them,
don't have
yes.
God in
You
their
know,
environment, so they want to do something
yeah, let me
to
go and be
give back
real.
one time
There's
to God.
sometimes that some of these venues, because they serve alcohol or whatever, they have people come in there and they get drunk and they act a fool and they're loud. And as a business person, if you go any lower, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You just laying down. As a business person, they take the business because it's business. But when they see us coming, I never forgot it was Simone's brother, where we're going to be at the doghouse next week. He was like, I like what you guys do. I like the vibe and the feeling of the people who come in here. So we're bringing a totally different spirit, totally different vibe to their establishment. They don't have to worry about, okay, are we going to have a noise problem? Am I going to have to call the cops when they get out into the parking lot? They don't have those concerns. What they have is people having a great time. And our people, sometimes they don't drink as much as other people might drink, but they stay and they eat and they have a good time. And people have felt good. We're talking venue owners. People have felt good about having us there. So this is win, win, win. You get a clean place. We were able to put forth our mission. Venues are able to have a great time without worry. This is why we do what we do. This is
Yes.
why we do what we do.
So on that note, you know,
Yeah, because I'm hungry.
somebody told me that I was killing the ministry. But anyway,
Yeah, the ministry's not going anywhere. We're
it's a
not going
movement.
anywhere, and it's a movement. You know what? Don't look crazy like them crazy. Look at your
It's a,
eyeball.
it's a
Anyway,
movement.
stop.
It's
You're
a
looking
movement.
crazy. That don't look good.
Worldwide, it's for the world.
It is for the world.
It's not for
So
just
literally,
Charlotte and
what
surrounding.
Single Saving Series does when we create a prayer call on a Friday, because we know you're going to be out there on the weekend, and we want to cover you as you go out on those dates. We want to cover you as you go out and see people and meet people. We're like, before you start your weekend, let's start in prayer.
Is today Thursday?
Today's Thursday, so we'll be
Okay.
talking about a prayer call
This would have been my
tomorrow
last
morning,
day.
Friday.
This would have been my last day.
At what? Don't.
This would have been my last. You don't
Last
want me
day
to
at
talk
what?
to people, but I mean,
Last day at what? What are we talking about?
last
Anyway.
day at my 10-hour
Oh dear.
let me go.
Anyway,
Situation.
yes, he's home with me. Okay, everybody, he's home.
Get there.
But anyway,
But
the point
watch
of the
God.
matter is,
This is how you gonna see God through the circumstances that we go through, being tested as a married couple
as
at
a
this
married
time.
couple, and even as business owners, you know, business needs finances, and we're like, okay, are we going to cancel? No, we're going to believe God that we can continue to do all these 4 events that we have coming up. Is it 4? The 5th, the 13th, the 27th, and the 9th. 4 events, and we still have September 2 events there. So we believe that God's going to allow us to be able to do everything that we need to do in excellence and on time. And it may not be huge, but it's going to be an impact for people who show up. That means
So,
you.
yeah, Facebook. So I ain't gonna call no names because I ain't heard from them recently.
We ain't
But
gonna call on it. We ain't gonna belabor the point. We made our point, I think.
fashion the mind,
Oh.
fashion the figure. We
We
love
love
you,
you,
but
but
God
God
loves
loves
you.